Yeah. All right. I'm good, Salim. Good to hear from you. Okay, so let me describe a little bit about the lighthouse. So the lighthouse idea in the community is when you stand on a lighthouse, you could be able to see what's coming. And that's what a lighthouse is. And what we have sessions like this is not scheduled. Because when I see something or when someone in the community sees something and bring it to me, and I would go up to the lighthouse and I say, holy cow, you're right. That's when the ad hoc session of a lighthouse would start. Okay. So these sessions are not planned and there won't be invites. It's fairly ad hoc. Okay. Hey, Jose. Okay, so there are two major discussions that I had yesterday, and one of them went fairly late. And the other one, obviously, Salim shared some insights, which is great. I want to go through the BTC movement because some of you may be aware BTC has broken the 16,000 line, which is expected, that it creeps up to that level. Okay. And I want to use that to pivot into the discussion to see what's coming ahead. And not only just what's coming ahead, but I want to describe the sleight of hand that can happen within either November or December. All right. So there is a part where things are confusing. And remember, the nature of the market is the market tries to take your money, right? The way it tries to take money is by creating deception. That's why I use the term the sleight of hand, just like magic, right? It's confusing the investors, and at the end, it takes the money. So I want to eventually lead into that and show you what I mean by the sleight of hand. And if you're not aware of this, you will get caught, right, in the magic. And that's the danger of it. So I thought standing on top of a lighthouse, I want to show you what's coming in the next month, at least this month and next month, okay? All right, so BTC has broken up. We'll start from there, 16,000. And what I want to do is I want to contrast against the past. So there you go. Here's where sleight of hand happens. And we get to there. Okay. Let me simplify some of these charts here. And I'll just stick to two of the charts. By the way, all these this session will have to finish within an hour. So I've got to go after that. Okay, so if we were to compare where we are right now, okay, so let me take away this. Where are we? Okay, so it's a slightly, this is a slightly, what you call busy chart, but hey, let me take it out. All right, so if you look at where we are, we drew the arrow before saying that Bitcoin should be creeping up, and which it did. That's fine. No surprises that it broke over here on the 16K level, which is okay. Now, if we were to find where is it that back in 2016, now we have always used this part, okay, for the last, I don't know how many months now. We have used this section to claim where we are, okay? So if you look at this section over here, let me just remove that chart. There you go. So this would be equivalent of where we are today. Okay. Yeah. All right, so that's the arrow here that's going up. Now, the details would be, okay, where exactly are we? That's a tough one to call, obviously. Um, you could say we are either here or we are either there. So there isn't, the right, the variation in our decision here, right? It's not a lot, right? Because why we know it broke this peak there, right? Which is that 16K equivalent, and when it breaks that, it is probably either here or there. Okay, so where are we heading? Basically, next, we are in a way we are still coiling, regardless of where we are. There is still some coiling. Okay, coiling as in,
Sideways.
very what do you call? It's like a funnel, right? It's going through a very tight range funnel, so it's coiling before it explodes up. Right now, we have spoken about this before, and that's not new. All right. So, but I want you to be clear. We are either here, these two arrows here. So we are in the coiling mode. Okay. So that's one part. We have established BTC where it is doing. So that's why I still call BTC a turtle, because it is doing that, which is slowly climbing up. Okay. So I don't think it's going anywhere right now. It's just probably going to range a little bit, which is what is suggested back in 2016. Right? There's going to be some ranging days here. Let's look at some timing. Okay, so if this is the case, if where we are ranging here is the case, well, how long do we have to go before Bitcoin shift gear? All right, so, well, if we measure from here to there, right, it could be about 7 days. Right, it could be about 7 days before shift gear, but if we are up there, it would be somewhere around 3 days. So somewhere within this week, this next 7 days, potentially, Bitcoin will be shifting gear, right? When we say shifting gear, it means it is moving up at the accelerated pace. Okay, so I want you all to be aware of that. That Bitcoin is going to change its speed from this angle to that angle. So within 7 days, probably. If not, hey, maybe the next 10 days. So watch out on Bitcoin going up, right? And when it's going up, obviously we are looking at Moonshot 1, and that would be its first move. Okay. Before I proceed, is there any question on this, on Bitcoin's position? Is it clear? Hopefully it's clear. Right, so I do not expect any major crazy move from here. It probably range around until the next 7 to 10 days. So which lead us into the last week of November. All right. So the last week of November, probably Bitcoin will accelerate upwards into its Moonshot 1. Okay, and let's see how long would Bitcoin take. Okay. Bitcoin might take another 2 weeks. So that leads to sometime the first week of December. Does it make sense? If not, the second week of December, which is my 15th of December. I've always said that. and timing seemed to be playing out fairly accurately. Okay, that's what we are seeing. Any question on that so far? Now, obviously, after Moonshot 1, now I call it Moonshot 1. Now, some of you know technically that may not be true because we need XRP as a compass to confirm. Okay, but I will still call it Moonshot 1 at this point, just to be conservative. All right, so now we know what happened after this Moonshot 1 happens. There'll be a major correction coming back down. Okay. Well, how big was before? Before it was fairly high, obviously more than 30%. Okay, so there's no surprise there. It would shake out the investors. So establishing Bitcoin right now towards end of middle of December, Moonshot 1 correction by 30% after around the mid of December would be something we need to watch out for.
That way.
I like that.
Okay.
The way background.
All right. Now, what else do we need to understand from this? Now, this is where we need to start to bring in the altcoin. Okay. Now, this is interesting, and we have spoken about this before. In the next 7 to 10 days, maybe, right? So we are seeing the correction. All right, so you know that we are seeing the correction. If we are there, we are seeing a correction happening now. Regardless of which coin you are looking at, ZIL came back down. We expect it to go up, but hey, it's probably not the time right now. XRP hasn't done yet. Okay, that's okay, right? And went back down again. This is the correction, and even Aave is correcting. Well, it's not substantially, but it's just a nice correction over here. All right, now is it done yet? So that's one of the questions, right? Is it done yet? And the answer is hard to tell, right? It's hard to tell. If there is some more downside, yeah, if we are here, then you're right. There's some more downside, right? But if you claim we are up there, right, slightly higher, then the downside is pretty much in, right? So for example, Aave's downside is really limited. I don't know whether it's going to go down even further. But if you do get the opportunity to buy, below the price now, yeah, that would be a great opportunity, right? Potentially, that's a great opportunity. Okay, so you can see the flattening potentially going down, and then a slight correction towards the upside. It's not a fantastic angle, right? Now, but we do know there is a change in speed by the altcoin, right? So this speed over here, that arrow, which is indicating the altcoin, you can see the angle is not fantastic, the red arrow, but we know that there's a shift in velocity, some point. Now, when is that point? Okay, it is roughly about, let's see, in the past, it was about 1 week after Bitcoin start to shift gear. Okay, so from now, it may be about, so let's summarize, go back a little bit. So from now until the next 10 days, the Bitcoin will eventually start shifting gear, right? The next 5 to 10 days, maybe, right? It shifts gear, Bitcoin starts to push up. People see that, hey, altcoin is doing nothing, right? Or it's just ranging. People might jump into Bitcoin, and then about a week after Bitcoin goes up, at a higher pace, the altcoin starts pushing up. Okay, starts pushing up. That is not necessarily a moonshot one. So let me be clear. This push here is not about going to moonshot one. I mean the top of the moonshot one. Okay, so let's be clear on that. We'll see. We'll use DigiByte as an example later on. But that would be a move up. Okay. Now, once Bitcoin hits the top of moonshot one, right? In this case, obviously, is above 19,700. Watch out, there will be a correction, both Bitcoin as well as the altcoins. Okay, so watch out on that one. Now, is that going to happen? And this is where the sleight of hand, that we have to think about. And some of us may take the opportunity to go to the sideline and come back later when Bitcoin hits the top. That's not a bad deal. Okay, now I want to bring other specific coins to come in now. I don't want to look at just the altcoin market cap, just because it's too generic, right? So it's too generic. Now let me bring in DigiByte. Okay, so let me bring in DigiByte. So DigiByte, you would see, this is quite interesting. From the moment right now we are coiling, DigiByte may still be going down, right? It's suggesting DigiByte may still be going down over here. This is back in 2016, right? Just to be clear, 2016, it did go back down. Is it significant? Not really. Wasn't that significant. And let's look at DigiByte currently, right? So I want to look at that currently. Do we have a DigiByte somewhere? Let's see. I think here's a DigiByte. Okay, so if you look at where we are, right? So, DigiByte is still going down. Okay, it seems like it is rhyming with the past. All right, that's interesting. But in a way, it's not a surprise, right? If it goes down a little bit more, it won't be a surprise here if it follows the past. Now, if you look at Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is going up, right? And DigiByte is still coming down. Is this happening back in 2016? The answer is yes, right? Bitcoin is coiling up. DigiByte is going down. Now, even if Bitcoin starts to push up at the accelerated pace in about 5 to 10 days from now, look at the DigiByte in the last cycle, it still goes down, right? So if that happens, do not be alarmed, right? Do not be alarmed. It happened in the past. But it's not going to be a significant drop. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so that is an example of DigiByte. Now you would hear me saying this is part of the reason why I move out of DigiByte into Ant. Okay, well, will Ant suffer the same fate? I think Ant may be dealing with this correction better. The Moonshot 2 coins will be able to deal with, this range or this correction better. That's partly reason why I move out of DigiByte into Ant. Okay, now, if you look at DigiByte, what happened is at certain point when, remember we said after a week, where Bitcoin starts to accelerate up, DigiByte would shift here and it sort of explodes up, right? It moves up together, together with Bitcoin. And that's quite interesting in the past where you can see over here when Bitcoin corrects, Digibyte still went up, but eventually it did come back down again, right? So there is a timing shift, and that timing shift, it's about 3 days. So that would be interesting, right? So that we could see Bitcoin crashing, and Digibyte is still going up the next couple of days before it corrects itself back. All right, so let me talk about this part here where Bitcoin is going, sorry, Digibyte is going up alongside with Bitcoin. Okay, now I would love to see how Digibyte reacts to when Bitcoin starts exploding up into Moonshot 1. And this is where I said before, I don't know whether Digibyte will repeat the past. Okay, so we know it's going to take another how many days? Right, first of all, Bitcoin will have to range for another 5 days. Okay, so for another 5 days. That's about 5 to 10 days around there, and then another week, right? So after Bitcoin goes up by another week, which is 14 days, right? It's roughly around there, and this is where Digibyte starts to push up, right? So to be precise, maybe this red line, right, is coming down here. Okay, so the red line is coming down there. And what happened is we should expect Digibyte to push up. Okay, Digibyte to push up. Okay, now here is where I'm interested to observe how Digibyte is pushing up. In the past, back in 2016, it did not push and break above the local high. Okay, so if you look at the local high, it did not. Okay, so it didn't break this. This moonshot, it was down there. Okay, so what I'm saying is, Digibyte might just come back up to, I don't know, 22.5 cents, right? It might come back to up to 2.5 cents. Now, if I see Digibyte pushing up all the way up, this would be interesting, right? Then this is a shift from the past, and this is why I say Digibyte may just go up into pattern 1.1. All right, we'll see. Now, okay, this is an important point now, right, people? If we see Bitcoin finishing Moonshot 1 and Digibyte hasn't broken its local peak here, what do you think Digibyte will do? Yeah.
Correct
Now,
again? Correction?
yeah, that's right, right? So it might be repeating the past, which is, okay, let's zoom in over here, right? So if Bitcoin pushes up, and we know Digibyte will be pushing up as well, okay? If it doesn't break, we may see Digibyte coming all the way back down. You guys follow? This is quite an important point.
Yes. It's very
But Jay,
interesting.
but to go down what to where like for example 0.015.
Yeah, it's back to here, right? So it may be going back to about maybe 0.019. Yeah. So we'll see.
Now it's around there. Now it's around there now.
Yeah. So it might come back down to where we are. Okay, if it doesn't break up.
Jay, can you see the opportunity here?
Yes, there's
So
a lot
before-
of opportunity. There's
because
a
we
lot of
can
opportunity.
play. Yes.
Okay, there's a lot of opportunity here. So these are scenarios you need to think about, right? So watch for Bitcoin, how, so Bitcoin is sort of our compass now. Right? Bitcoin goes up. Then we look at Digibyte, okay, and we look at other coins. Hey, If it doesn't break this high here of 3.7 cent, okay, right? You may want to consider exiting. You may want to consider exiting Digibytes. Is it clear? Now, I'm not saying you should. Okay, it's up to you how you want to handle this. But it's not a bad idea. Now, how much correction are we talking about here? Maybe, right? So maybe 30%. Let's look at the past. All right, let's look at the past. The past did indicate how many percent here? Yeah, 30%, right? 20%, 30%. So something to think about, right? This is what we are seeing in the next few weeks or next month happening. All right, that's an example for Digibyte. Okay, now if you look at other coins.
Yeah, before go that, can you check please how long the correction is for Digibytes? 1 month, 2 months, or
The correction. Okay, so let's look at
how long?
Digibyte's correction.
So then we can have a plan.
Yeah, so this whole thing can take a while, right? Now in the past, it did 2 months.
2 months. Oh, plenty.
Okay, now. But obviously, that timing,
Yeah, still, yeah.
Yeah, you have to
At
be
least
careful
1
with
month.
the timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 1 month, right? So watch out on the timing when it comes down. Now remember in the previous cycle, right, the 2016 and 2017, when did it peak, right? It was December/January, right? 2017 or January 2018, right? It peaked there. Now this time around, you need to understand we will be finishing our cycle by October/November. Yes, we have gone through crypto clock. That is very clear. So the timing needs to be adjusted here, right, by 2 months. Okay, 1 to 2 months. So you need to watch out on the timing very carefully. Like I said, timing is always very, very hard. All right, now, again, I repeat, the past may not necessarily repeat. It sort of rhymes. But I think it might be worth, if Bitcoin goes up, you might want to sell, but do not use time as an entry, Ted. I would use price as an entry, right?
Yeah.
Because price can be, time can be fairly subjective moving forward.
Or we can see the pattern.
Oh, look at the pattern. Yes, there are ways that you can do. Now, for Ethereum, it's interesting, right? After the, let's just zoom in over here. Let's just zoom in for Ethereum. Okay, let's zoom in for Ethereum. Let's take out some of these arrows, take out some of the noises. Okay. All right, so the coiling, Ethereum is, it also may go down a little bit in the past. You can see, right, it's going down here. And very similar case, right? It comes to a point where Ethereum would also start changing its direction and breaking up. Now, this was in the past. If you look at the structure for Ethereum today, it is very strong, right? So how is Ethereum doing right now? I haven't seen Ethereum. Is it holding well, Ethereum? Let's see. 464. Yeah, it's fairly good, right? 464. Still holding fairly well. Okay, right. You can see it's still holding fairly well against this structure here. This is at what stage are we talking about here? Right, in a slingshot. This would be a countdown, right, guys? You guys are reading the charts and using the structure, this would be a countdown. So you can see Ethereum is doing quite well. Now, Ethereum won't, now if you guys know countdown, right, how countdown works, it's not going to go up immediately. It may go up and it's going to come back down, right? It's going to hang around a little bit before it starts pushing up. So as such, we do not see Ethereum just breaking out at this point. It's unlikely, right? So this is the countdown phase. You hang around. Now, we don't know how long it's going to hang around, but you hang around. And maybe with a potential downside as well. So we know that the countdown can have potential downside a little bit, but then it starts to creep up. So that may happen, but it does feel like, looks like the Ethereum compared to the past, the current pattern is stronger. And it might just push up stronger this time. But again, there will be a point, I think Ethereum will accelerate, just like all the altcoins, they'll accelerate when after a week of Bitcoin accelerating upwards. Okay, so it's very similar. Now, what is different from Ethereum? And this is where I want to highlight, the challenges in what we are dealing with. Okay. I'm bringing Digibyte in. You can see, yeah. So let me see if I can. All right. When Bitcoin crashed, right? So I'm not sure if I can get, when is it, 7 Jan 2017, right? So this correction here by Ethereum 2017. Let's go back into 2017 Ethereum, because I want to be fairly precise here. So 2017, this one over here, all right? Let's look at the correction. Okay, it's only about 20%, right? It's only about 20% compared to, potentially Digibyte maybe, was Digibyte higher? Maybe not that high as well. If you look at Digibyte, let's, yeah. All right. So, but anyway, the correction by Ethereum would not be as significant, right? Like it's not like 30% compared to Bitcoin coming down by 30%. So that is reflected in, where is that? Okay, that is reflected in the chart where some of the coins may be holding quite well. Right, so in this case, Ethereum might hold quite well, and eventually it starts to push up, right? So for Ethereum, and comparing to market cap, we have said before that the market cap and Ethereum is tightly correlated. So it will go up until where there is another correction by Bitcoin. Okay, now some of you would know this correction here after the moonshot one, or some of you would call this a moonshot one. Now, this is where the sleight of hands happen. Okay, and for those who are not aware of this, they might get caught, and this is what I want to explain. All right, so after all these, the first push up by Bitcoin, and then the altcoin is still coming down potentially, and people are screaming, they're saying, oh no, right, altcoin is going to crash again and all this stuff. This is when Bitcoin will do its countdown, and there is another major correction coming back down. Yeah, you guys will know this would be another 30% for Bitcoin. But this is when people would say, "Oi, Bitcoin is coming down. We should be getting out from altcoins," right? And what happens to altcoin? Okay, that's altcoin. Altcoin shoots up and start doing its moonshot one. This is the confusing times. All right, so some people say, how is it that Bitcoin is crashing, altcoin is going up? And suddenly people will wake up to the fact that, oh wow, we've got the alt season kicking in. Okay, so that's the sleight of hand. And if people are, and this is the moment where people are waiting to get in. Like, wait a minute, Bitcoin is coming down, right? Altcoin should be coming down, but no, altcoin is going up. Wait, I'll still wait for altcoin to correct. Yeah, but altcoin never corrects, right? And this is where you know Bitcoin dominance is dropping like a rock. All right, which happens after the first shoot up over here.
So Jay, you
Okay.
think that it will be around December 7th or 10th? The
Yeah,
dominance
so
go down.
yeah, it goes down. I think it will be around December. Yes. Now I don't, because the timing has now shifted a little bit, right, Javier? And this is where I say we need to be very careful in
Okay.
exiting position.
It's good. It's good to always follow the to watch every and and adapt. It's very important.
Yes. Yes, and adapt. You don't want to be caught with the past and say, hey, the past did it this way. So I should be waiting for, no, the past sometimes do not, they shift a little bit, right? So this is where even, when Teddy was saying, you can see opportunity. Right now, Teddy, you do not want to get caught when the sleight of hand happens. Okay. So, so this is where your appetite comes in. Do you want to get out? Right, potentially altcoin may still come back down, right, from the first moonshot one for Bitcoin. All right, so let's call this the moonshot one, right? Or do you prefer what I call this as a countdown, right? To wait for the countdown. And now this is where, if it doesn't happen on the moonshot one, it's coming after this moonshot one. It's coming. The sleight of hand is coming. So remember in our discussion, I was discussing with Josh yesterday, and we were saying the last 2.5 years, all of us here have been conditioned in our mind that whenever Bitcoin crash, what happens to altcoin? It goes down. Okay. The last 2 years, 2.5 years, all of you have been conditioned that way. And this time the sleight of hand will happen. Okay. Your mind needs to flip now. Be very careful. Okay, you're not in a bear cycle, you're in a bull cycle for altcoins. And this is
Jay,
why
can
I'm
we
always cautious to get out of position. Okay, just watch out. Yeah, go ahead.
Jay, can we look at one other thing like with XRP? Can you add that to the screen?
Yeah, XRP, you would know. Okay, so that's XRP. I have to take out some, right?
The reason I want to bring it up is I was looking at it myself, and you know how we're talking about. I remember like 2 or 3 months ago, you were saying, there's a chance we might be able to flip back to rotate back into XRP, like if DGB or something is quicker. And I think it looks like Ethereum and DGB are going to be quicker at the sleight of hand mark.
Now, do not use it. Now, remember, Ethereum was the fastest in the last cycle. So don't think about Ethereum. Think about which coin is the fastest, right? That's how I'm thinking. It's not coin specific. It is structure specific. Last cycle, so this cycle, which is the fastest coin, right?
Right.
In relation to Aave and, Link. Those are coins that are the fastest. This time around, Ethereum is not the fastest. Okay, so don't think about coin specific, think about structure and coin. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, in the last cycle, you can see XRP had to wait until the countdown was completed. Right now, what happened was in the last cycle, XRP continues to come down. Right, all the way. Even if Moonshot 1 by BTC was completed. All right, this one, I call this Moonshot 1. Even if that is complete, the XRP is still going down. Right, still going down. Now, this is where I don't see that happening, right? I don't see that happening with, now, I may be wrong, okay, mind you, I may be wrong. That's why you still see a lot of bears out there, XRP bears, because I'm sure they're looking at this pattern and say XRP is still coming down. Until Bitcoin completed Moonshot 1, I'm not buying XRP. Whoa, okay, that's a dangerous assumption. So if I'm wrong, that's fine. XRP comes down, I'm still holding. Okay, but if I'm right, those of you who are on the sideline, you need to buy back twice, 3 times more expensive. Yeah, you guys follow?
Mm-hmm.
So now these are choices you have to make. Now, clearly, I'm not selling my XRP. Just for it to wait for it to come down by what? Another 20% maybe? No, I'm not going to do that.
Jay, can you check this time of the BTC and XRP comparison with the same chart?
Yes, we can do that.
Then we can have idea is it rhyming or just different?
Yeah, and this is where things are shifting, right? I mean, the timings of some of these coins aren't aligned as before.
So what coin do we use? Like, say, for example, if we're looking at Aave and Zill and what else, Ant, what coin can we use to compare those if they don't have a history?
No, that's why I say you use the fastest coin as a way to measure. So you are not coin specific, Richard.
Oh, okay, okay.
You don't think about coin specific. Think about Ethereum was the fastest coin in the last cycle. So Ethereum is representing Aave, representing Theta, representing Link now, right? And those coins, and so Ethereum was fairly solid, right, during this moment in the last cycle. So therefore, I'm assuming the Moonshot 2 coins that is happening now, those coins will fare better in the next 3 to 4 weeks, right? That's the rationale. Now, back to Teddy's question. This is where, the ground zero here line up with BTC. Well, it's not BTC's ground zero, but in terms of the pattern, this is what is happening now, right? So if we were to look at the history, right? So where was the so-called ground zero, right? Let me take away. Okay. So the so-called ground zero. Okay, now where is that? Market cap. I gotta remove that. Okay, so we here's the pivot point. So this would be a great place to compare. That would be in my opinion, right? Comparing, I'm lining up this ground zero, right, against BTC's position there.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Is that the best one? Okay, okay. Now let me try to see if that's the case. Let's see. That would be. I have to go back. Do I have to go back even more? No, this would be, yeah, this would be good. Okay. So, right, so using that, and then now we are here, right? So now we are here. What is it suggesting? XRP to continue to go down, right?
Yes.
So you can see the purple chart, XRP continues to go down. And this is why you see a lot of, Chris from XRP Awake, they still believe in that, right? Say, no, it's still going back down. Okay, now, because XRP has to wait for BTC to finish Moonshot 1. All right, now this, you might argue that this entire structure, okay, so this XRP entire structure here is what is we are doing now. All right, now people can argue on that, then that's fine. Now, again, we use the latest pattern, right? We compare against OMG. What did we say? No, right? We don't think XRP is coming down anymore. So based on the latest pattern, comparing against other coins right now. Right, so
because
I
in
would
here, sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
In here, even the XRP going down below the ground zero.
Yeah,
according to this
you
pattern.
can, correct. Then you make a new ground zero, right? Which is ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I don't buy into that, right?
Yeah.
So this is where, the difference between me and a lot of the bears out there. The downside for me is not worth it, right? If you say, yeah, no, Ajay, I believe XRP will still come. Okay, fine, right? Go sell it. And what, you're gonna buy back at 20 cents XRP? And okay, I say good luck with that. So as such, this comparison, I don't know is valid, right, on XRP side, between the past and the current future. Okay, so that's on XRP. The current, where's the current? Here's the current, I think, yeah. So here's the current. The current says that, based on OMG, this is pushing up. All right. So one of the discussion we had yesterday, right, with Josh is we see XRP will line up with Bitcoin's moonshot. Okay. So that's one assumption we can see. You can see, okay. And yeah, Phoebe, you're right as well. There is a flare. There's a Spark token airdrop coming. For XRP to go down at this point, it just doesn't make sense, right? I mean, it's just free money. People are just going to buy up more if XRP goes down. So we'll see how it's going to turn up.
So
but
you still think in
assumption.
Sorry, Jay. You still think in XRP slingshot and Bitcoin moonshot doing together, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah. So the lining up between the two is something we can see happening.
Yeah.
And then when Bitcoin corrects, XRP will correct as well.
Yeah.
Right. Now, but there's still a 1 week lag roughly. Right. So Bitcoin will be accelerating up for a week, roughly around there. And after that, you would see the altcoins pushing up. And this is where XRP slingshot will happen, in my opinion. Right. And then it will correct after Bitcoin's moonshot 1 is completed. So that's how I see XRP playing out. Okay. What is the summary over here? The summary is quite simple. Some coins like Digibyte may still experience downside. Some coins like Ethereum and XRP I do not think it's going down, but it's going to hang around pretty well. Now, I don't think it's worth selling out your digibyte potentially, just to catch another 10% downside. Yeah, probably not worth doing that. Okay, let's look at digibyte. Yeah, so digibyte is here. In fact, you should be looking to buy if you really like digibyte. It's an opportunity. Like what Ted was saying, if you want to sell out when it hits the top, like 30 cents, I don't know, right? Not 30 cents, 3 cents. Is it 3 cents? Yeah, about 3 cents, maybe 2.83 cents. And then you look at BTC is topping out at 20K, right? 20K, you see a digibyte around here, 3 cents. Like what Ted was saying, if you want to sell, not a bad idea. Okay, not a bad idea to sell. Because there is about 30%. But be very careful with the sleight of hand coming up right after that. Okay, that is where I do not know when that shift, where the Bitcoin dominance will start dropping like a rock. Okay, we need to be watching out for that very closely. Is it clear?
Yeah, Jay, I just wanted to say something about that real quick. I mean, I like how you say that it's not worth the risk because, when you experience it in real time, the 10 to 30% means nothing compared to a 3x. It's just not worth it. And sometimes when you sell, you end up not knowing where the bottom is, so you end up actually making a bad decision.
Yeah, you're stressing out, then you make a bad decision, isn't it? That's a fair point.
So Jay, I think it's better to basically hold digibyte, hold XRP, and just wait, suffer 1 week, 2 weeks, or whatever it is, of 20%, 25%, or 20. But then, they shoot up later, right?
Yeah, they shoot up later. Now, Javier, there are some really greedy people out there. Yeah, just to let you know.
I know.
They want 5%, 10%. Yeah, they want it. Okay, so that's fine. We tell them, okay, you can do it, but know the risk.
Jay, can I add something as well? Because we know the Moonshot 2 coins like and Aave will do better in that period. So it's one option like convert to and to Aave, run until Moonshot 1. Until finish the BTC Moonshot 1 and going back to DGB or whatever the other coins. I'm not exactly, especially DGB.
Right. I mean, yes, right. I mean, that sounds reasonable. But what if DGB actually goes up? You guys will be screwed, right? But okay, then you might say, anyway, you might as well write and then. So there is a risk in all this because remember, this timing thing is very hard to play. What I'm trying to describe to you is, some of the options here, and if you weigh it out, it's not worth. It's not worth the risk of trying to catch some of this movement. But I know some of you will try to do it. And I'm just warning you guys.
Sorry, what's your plan for DGB? Because you sold. So when will you going back to DGB? I sold too. I don't have any right now.
Yeah.
So what's your plan?
Okay, so when N is pushing up into certain, quite high up there, right? We know N is going to burst up.
Yeah.
Okay, now I do not necessarily need to write out the entire part of N.
Yeah.
Right. Because I know it will slow down after the burst up. So I may come back into digibyte, and let digibyte go back up. So that way I'm like, much, I don't know what's the rotation, but it'll be pretty crazy.
So you're going to give a call, for us?
Yeah, of course.
We already sold,
Yeah. I'm just writing N burst, N is bursting soon.
Yeah.
as in well, next month, that is, right? It doesn't need to take too long. We'll see. Okay. Now I did not get a chance to cover Zap, Zinfin. All right, and what's the other coin? I can't remember. But anyway, okay, Switcho, for example, that was discussion insights by Salim himself. So I will do another Lighthouse session later. But it might be nice just to slow down and capture this entire discussion on its own, because the discussion on Zap XDC is different. That is even quite a short-term trade which we'll talk about. Again, some of you greedy investors may want to do that, so I'll give you guys the opportunity, but I'll also tell you the risks associated with it. Okay. So I have to go to the next discussion, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you when is the next Lighthouse session. Okay, now remember, those of you who just joined, Lighthouse is just me looking ahead, seeing what is coming in the horizon. And if you know what's coming in the next couple of weeks, you're well prepared. You might take some action. I'll see you guys in the next couple of hours. Okay.
Thanks, Jay.
Now I will make this available in the next 5 to 10 minutes, the recording, that is.
Okay, Jay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Javier. Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Great.
We'll see you.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks, Jay.